Hello boys and girls, welcome back to the channel where your boy Adam is going to show you how to make food that costs sod all because no one's got sod all. Oh dear, drives you to drink. What is that? Not got a rattler today. Instead I picked this up. Bitter Ol Spritzer from Lidl's, 85p, not bad. A classic spritz made with zesty bitter flavours, Italian white wine and soda. There you go. But what I'm also having is a good old spag bowl, spaghetti bolognese. Now I have actually done 2 bolognese recipes up on the channel. I've done like a more westernised one that we're used to in the UK, but I've also done a more classic traditional Italian one as well. Both completely different in terms of flavour and technique, but crucially, they're not exactly cheap, not by today's standards. There's quite a few ingredients that go into them, but also they need long, slow cooking, right, which is going to send your energy costs through the bleeding roof. So what I've done is I've kind of stripped it back, okay, taken some ingredients out. I'm also going to show you some techniques to reduce the cooking time, which in turn is going to reduce your energy costs. It's nice and simple, easy to do, and crucially, this is going to come in under a £5. So yes, before we dive in, do the usual thing. Like, share, subscribe, thank you very much, that helps the channel. And like I keep banging on about, make sure you share this to your friends and family and the people that are in need. But anyway, get your face down here. There, look. And let's make this budget bolognese. Right, so a really quick rundown of what we've got for our budget bolognese. A couple of sticks of celery that are on the turn, looking a bit ropey there. I already had these, so if you're going to have to buy these separately, just obviously factor that into your costs. I've got 2 small bits of carrot there, which will kind of equate to about 1 medium size. 1 onion. Got a minced beef here, that was £1.69. It's got quite a high fat content, which is probably why it's cheap. And as we're cooking the beef out, if there's too much fat, we'll just skim some off, it's fine. A couple of tins of tomatoes. I've got peeled plum ones because they ran out of chopped. Doesn't matter, they're gonna break down anyway. Spaghetti, obviously. Got some oregano as well. And I'm gonna top it with some cheese. Now usually you'd use Parmesan. Parmesan can be quite expensive, but I picked that up for £1.49. So I'm going to put that on the top of my bolognese. But use whatever cheese you flipping well like. All right, it's your dinner, isn't it? I'm also going to add a couple of garlic cloves. And that's mostly it. A bit of salt and pepper, obviously. And with a bit of love and some good technique, I'm going to turn this lot into something delicious. Right, so everything's peeled and washed. Got rid of the dirt on the celery. I'll chop the garlic in a bit. Now this little trick I'm going to show you is going to reduce the cooking time of our bolognese quite considerably. Usually when I cook a bolognese, it takes like 4 hours, long, slow cooking, because it takes quite some time for the carrots, onion and celery to break down. So what I'm going to do is grate it. And this is also good for kids, right? Because you know, like, kids are little weirdos, aren't they? They have this sort of weird relationship with veg, don't they? They don't like it. And if you've got chunky bits of veg in something, they go, "It's got bits in it, I don't like it." And because this is all finely grated, it's just going to melt into the dish and they won't know it's there. Hidden veg. But listen, you don't want to sit there and watch me grate all this, so I'll be back in a tick. There we go. Right, so there's our grated carrot, onion and celery. And another benefit of grating your celery is that it leaves behind all the fibrous, tough bits. So you're only left with the nice, juicy bits of celery. Pan. Beef. Remove meat nappy. And turn it on. And I've got this on at about a medium heat. That's going to be fine. I shouldn't need any oil in there because it's got quite high fat content. If you're using lower fat content beef, then you might need to add a little bit of olive oil. And I just want to brown it off a bit. You need to take long, about 5 minutes. And as you're kind of browning it, hey, where are you going? Get back in there. And as you're kind of doing it, you want to break it up with a spoon. You don't want like loads of massive clumps in there. Eventually. Right, so as I've been browning the meat, all the water's kind of evaporated, but you can see, look, how much fat that's come out of it. There is a bit too much in there for what I need, so I am going to take some of that off. Okay, just a little bit. I'll turn the heat right down, and then I'm going to go in with our grated veg, and also my 2 cloves of garlic, which I chopped. And then kind of mix that in, nice and low, and just start it off. Again, about 5 minutes. You don't need to cook this for long. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of tomato puree. And tomato paste costs bugger all as well, but I think most people have got some kicking about in their cupboard. Next, I'm going to go with the tomatoes. I'm just going to add a touch of water just to rinse them out. There we go. Now, some people could argue that why don't I just add like a jar of sauce, pre-made sauce? Now, there's a few answers to that. First one, in my opinion, pre-made jarred bolognese sauces are rubbish. Way too high in salt, way too high in sugar. They don't taste of anything, and actually they're kind of more expensive in the long run. And secondly, well, you're not really teaching yourself anything, are you? This is teaching you how to cook, how to make something from scratch. A nice, healthy, nutritious meal, and you know what's in it. Right, so we've added the tomatoes. Now we're going to season it. Bit of salt. Again, be careful of that because you can always add more at the end. Twist of black pepper, and I've got some oregano. I'm going to use that. I was going to add some fresh basil, but little had run out. So I'm going to go in with about a teaspoon of oregano. And I'm going to mix that up. And you can also add some extra hidden veg if you wanted. Grated courgette, maybe some peppers, some mushrooms. Again, this isn't traditional. It's far from it. I don't want to upset my Italian brothers. This isn't authentic food by any stretch. It's getting by food, isn't it? I'm going to stick the lid on. And unlike an authentic bolognese, it's not going to take hours and hours to cook. 30-40 minutes, that's going to be done. So bring it to a gentle simmer, let it cook until the tomatoes are nicely broken down, everything's kind of homogenised into a lovely, wonderful, meaty sauce. And about 10 minutes before it's done, I'll stick the pasta on. So I'm going to go and chill out for a hot minute, pay this one some attention. Say hello, because they love to see you on camera. Say bye-bye, say see you in a bit. And then.
One debt to society later.
Right, I'm back. Our bolognese is pretty much there. Okay, just check it for seasoning, check it for salt, check it for pepper. And a quick little tip, if you find that the tomatoes that you've used are a little too acidic, just add a pinch of sugar, it'll balance it out. That sauce is nice and reduced, it's ready to go. Now I'm going to add my pasta to the pan. Another little tip for you, full of them today, full of them. With your spaghetti, you don't need to like faff around and like get a knife and scissors and all that. Just get your pasta on a surface, look at that, put in with my pasta and submerge it in plenty of salted water. And cook your spaghetti to packet instructions. I reckon that's going to be like 9-10 minutes. Okay, so everything's cooked, sauce is done, pasta's cooked, we can plate up. But I'm going to show you another little trick on how to assemble your bolognese. What do most Brits do, right? We plonk the spaghetti on the plate, sauce on top, cheese, done. But I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, so into this bowl, I'm going to add my pasta and then about a ladleful of the sauce. And get a pair of tongs in there and kind of mix that up. Okay, combine that sauce with the pasta. This just kind of makes it so that every single bite of pasta, you get the flavour of the sauce as well. Then I pop it on the plate, like so. And you could be really stingy and just have that. All right, but we're going to add some more. Another ladle full of sauce. And then finally, grate over the cheese of your choice. And I've got some double Gloucester here, which I absolutely have not been picking at and eating. I'm going to grate over an obscene amount of it because, well, I like cheese. And here we have my cheapest chips budget bolognese. Just tuck in, I'm starving. It's delicious, of course it is. I made it. Joking, but it is, it's really nice. It's savoury, it's meaty, it's salty, it's cheesy. It hits the spot. It costs bugger all. And at the risk of ranting on, you know, yes, I do like junk food occasionally, just as much as the next person. I like chicken nuggets and shitty burgers, all right? But this kind of food matters, it's important. More so than ever, because you're teaching yourself how to make something healthy and nutritious. You know what's going in your body, because it's really important not to just like feed this, but feed this as well. Fresh tasting, nice healthy food is good for your noggin, okay? Feed your belly, feed your mind, feed your soul. If you're feeding yourself junk all the time and processed foods, it's not only going to have a knock-on effect on your body, but definitely up here as well. This isn't just me teaching you how to make a plate of pasta. I'm trying to help and teach you a valuable life skill. Because at the minute, it's about survival, isn't it? Because I don't want you guys going hungry and missing out because you think you can't afford it or you haven't got the skill. Because you can. You can make this budget bolognese under a £5, and you saw how easy it was. And if you enjoyed the video, do the usual thing, like, share, subscribe, share this to your friends and family, and crucially, the people that are in need. But anyway, I'm gonna bugger off because this is getting cold. And I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video, of course. And ta-ta for now. Come on, boy. Come in. Come on then, let's go sit down.